What's up, guys? Gonna bring you a quick little review of my Central Forge 5-inch multi-purpose vise from Harbor Freight. I want to preface this by saying I know most of my tool reviews so far have been positive, and I don't purposely positively rate every tool I have. It's just that I've only been compelled to do reviews on the tools that I have been impressed with and really like. But for starters, this review was actually going to be a negative review. It was going to be my first negative review. But some things changed, and now I'm going to tell you why this is worth the money. So, this is the third vise that I've gotten. I had to return it twice to Harbor Freight. The first one had a casting flaw in one of the feet, and it just wasn't fully formed. There was a void, essentially. So I returned it, and the second one, I checked it over in the store, but when I brought it home, you see these two locking bolts that allow the vise to swivel. The threads were misaligned, so you couldn't lock it down, essentially. So that's what those two do. They lock the swivel in place. But onto this third vise. So I go and return that one with the messed up locking threads, and they pull out this vise for me. It's in a completely different box than the first two. I pull it out, and it's been completely redone. So I don't know if Harbor Freight or Central Forge, whatever the manufacturer is, I don't know if they have addressed these concerns and now updated this vise. But what I can say is I see a bunch of differences between this one and the first two that I had. Like I said, the box was completely different. The paint is a lighter color blue now. And the biggest thing that I see, the casting overall is higher quality. So is the finish, the paint and whatnot. But they also, it used to have four mounting feet. Now it only has three. This one back here, this one here, in the front right. On the last two, there was one in the back right. So they've definitely made some changes to this vise recently. I guess I just got lucky because I literally said if the third one was messed up, I'm returning it. I'm not going with this vise. I'll spend some money on something better. But this one seems to be just better done. I guess they've addressed the concerns. They've upped the quality. I've been using it for about a week now. Various welding tasks. I had to thread a rod with a die today. Used it for that. I mean, it definitely seems to be holding up. I know some people have mentioned if you crank it down real tight, these jaws would snap off on the older style. But I can tell you, I put all 215 pounds of me cranking this down to hold the rod in place today so it wouldn't spin when I was using the die on it. And it held up. I still would not probably ever use this anvil portion. I've seen on the older ones people's reviews where they bust, they cave in basically. Maybe one day I'll beat on it and see. Honestly, I just don't trust it from what I've seen from the other two. But I will say now, with the updates they've done to this vise, it seems to be much better quality. So yeah, you got your swivel there. You can lock that in place with these two on the side, like I said. It also rotates. The jaws rotate 360 degrees like this. And on the other end, you got the pipe jaws there, you can see. So that's very useful. Unfortunately, the rod I was using today was too small for these, so that's why I really had to crank down on the normal jaws here. I'm not saying this is a high quality vise by any means. There is a decent amount of slop here, and it's, I don't know. It doesn't feel like really any of the quality vices I've seen and used before. But I think for a homeowner, someone who's not using this every day in a shop environment, it will get the job done, and it'll hold up over the long term. I mean, I guess I'll have to see if that is true, but comparing this one to the first two, I can tell you it's definitely a higher quality now. So, other than that, you got like this is, tells you the degree of the angle you have on the jaws. You can't really see this. You couldn't see this even if I took the camera there. This is another negative about it. They have one little dot in the back of this that you line up with the degree, and it doesn't, like, I put a level on it, and it doesn't even line up with 0. I know other reviews have mentioned that too. So that's one thing they haven't fixed with this updated version. But I think for the money, you're not going to find another vise that'll just do the job for your at-home stuff. And it might not last as long. You might be better off spending the money on a good quality vise. I don't have to use and abuse and beat on this vise. So I felt that I'd give it a test. I'll probably do a longer term review, maybe a year or so down the road, see if it's still holding up. But from what I can tell, now that they revamped this vise, I would recommend it for the money. So if any of you guys have this vise, especially the older style, feel free to comment. I know there's plenty of problems with it before. Give me your feedback. If you got another comparable vise that you think would be a better choice, let me know down in the comments. And if you like this, I got plenty of other tool reviews and garage videos coming and already posted. So please do like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.